So the other week I dropped the trailer for Kiki and the Unicorn. It's a combination of hand-drawn keyframes and AI-assisted animation. Now in this video, what I want to do is I want to go over how I made the artwork, the models that I used, and the prompts that got me the best results. For the first 3 clips, I used what's called image to video. Image to video works like this. All you do is you feed in your artwork or your picture or whatever, and you prompt the AI model on how to move, what camera angles to use, and what kind of special effects to add on. Now, normally all you have to do is add in that one picture. That's your start frame. But if you're looking for very specific end results, then you have to add in what's called an end frame. And at that point, you can just command it to start from the start frame and then end with your end frame. So let's take a look at the 3 clips that I've got that use image to video, and let's discuss how I created them. So first and foremost, I want to say that every image basically was hand drawn by me in Clip Studio Paint. And sometimes I would have to modify the images because I would have to take them into Photoshop and do some masking work. And I know Clip has masking, but I'm a lot more comfortable using Photoshop for those masking type operations. But the main illustrations were done in Clip, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, I know I need to really learn how to mask in Clip. I'm working on it, guys. Now the backgrounds, I used a little bit different process. What I would do is I would just sketch out the background, sometimes in pencil, sometimes using my pen. And what I found is using my pen in Clip Studio, I actually got a better result with the backgrounds that I wanted. So I think I'm gonna keep using my pen when I'm doing that. Once I sketched out the backgrounds, because I wanted a certain look, I would then take it into Nano Banana, not the new version, the old version. New version's dope though. But I would take it into the new version of Nano Banana, and then I would prompt it to finish it up in a painterly style that I was looking for. And that's how I was able to maintain consistent results throughout the creation process of this video. All right, guys, for this first prompt, since it was very long and specific, I'm not even going to try to memorize it. I'm going to read it off of my phone. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. So the first image that we're working on is called is our hero shot of Kiki and Artemis the unicorn. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to make this a very epic shot. I was having a little trouble, so I actually took my original prompts and I had it improved, had ChatGPT improve it. Just explain to it, hey, I'm trying to prompt the image to video to get this right. Help me out. And well, I explained a little bit more, like some of the camera angles I wanted. And this is what ChatGPT shot out to me. Cinematic rotating camera shot. The camera arcs 180 degrees around Kiki and Artemis, the unicorn, as they turn sharply to face their unseen enemy. The motion is smooth and dramatic, following their determined expressions and powerful movement. Kiki clenches her fist and leans forward on Artemis's back, hair whipping from the motion. Artemis paws the ground, mane and tail flowing. His muscles tighten as moonlight glows across his purple coat. Then the pair charge forward, Artemis rearing slightly before launching into a gallop straight into the camera's path. Do not lean Kiki so far to the right as it makes her left leg look like it's broken from the hip. That was one of my observations on one of my generations that didn't work. It's like, it looked like her leg's breaking. So in the prompt, I say, hey, let's let it know, not to do that. The background is an enchanted forest glowing with bioluminescent mushrooms and mist blurs with motion as they accelerate. Lightning, cinematic moonlight mixed with cool blue rim light and magical reflections on Artemis' mane. Style, dynamic anime cinematography, Studio Trigger / Bones inspired. So I like the cinematography that Studio Trigger and Studio Bones, so I say, hey, let's use that as inspiration. With motion blur, dramatic lighting flares, and parallax depth. Atmosphere, heroic, high energy, emotional, just before an epic clash. And then camera directions. Begin close, 3/4 shot, rotating around left to front like a hero turnaround. Midway, camera tilts slightly upward as Artemis rears. In forward tracking shot following their charge into the distance. Yeah, that was a mouthful, but it just shows that if you want to, you can get into a lot of detail with these prompts, and sometimes you have to. And even with those detailed prompts, I still had to do a couple generations in Vidu to make it happen. That's the model I used the most was Vidu AI. So I still had to do a lot of generations to make it happen, but I did finally get the one, and it came out pretty dope. And then when it was edited into the video, it looked even doper. So very happy. So that was the very first clip that I wanted to highlight. So the next clip that I wanted to highlight is the one where Kiki and her grandfather are walking towards the fence to fix it. And it was a very interesting clip because I kind of used a poor prompt at first, and I paid the price for it because oftentimes Kiki and Grandpa would just walk right through the fence because I didn't tell it enough information. So let me read to you the prompt that I ended up using once I realized, dummy, you got to tell it what to do and how to do it. This is another reason why certain things can't take your job, because he literally relies on you to tell it what to do. And if you don't tell it what to do correctly, it's just going to do some cattywampus stuff. And cattywampus is my word for when it does something crazy. So here's the prompt that I use for this particular shot. All right, so this is a wide shot. Camera pans from left to right as Kiki runs beside her grandfather as he slowly walks towards the fence holding a wood plank. He stops in front of the fence and sets the plank up against it. Bada boom, bada bing. That was it. That's all I had to tell it. And once I told it that, knocked it out the park. At that point, I just did a couple extra generations just to see which one I like the best. And I recommend that you do that at least for each one, at least do 4, especially if it coming out, at least do 4 just so you can kind of look and see and make sure that you're getting everything that you wanted. But to be honest, that one was a very successful rendering generation. And once I told it the right prompt, it gave me exactly what I needed. So that one came out dope. All right, so this third clip was the one I was worried about the most because it had probably the most dynamic angle that I drew within the entire thing. I really was going for it at this point. So I really wanted to come with a crazy angle, and I wasn't sure if this one was going to work, but I was able to come up with I was able to really visualize the right prompt and give it the right instructions. So let me read to you what I wrote. And the name of this clip is Artemis Charges the Cougar. And the cougar is basically a cougar and ogre mixed together. So in this one, it's a wide shot, one's eye view, Artemis moving from left to right, charging the cougar. The cougar on the right side of the screen moves from right to left, standing on his hind legs, roars in rage, and bares his claws that gleam in the light from the moon. And that was pretty much it. It took a few generations. It took a few generations to get that one, but I have to admit that once I got it, and I actually used one of the generations that I had done previously. So I did like about 6 generations, but I think it was like number 4 or number 3 that they ended up using. So again, sometimes you want to do multiple generations just so you can see. And once I saw which one worked the best for me, I just chose it, used it, and it came out dope, and it really closed out the trailer in the dopest manner possible. So it was good. Now for this 4th clip, I used what's called reference to video. Now reference to video is a little bit different than image to video. In reference to video, you are going to be providing the model with different images to reference from. So I provided it the images of the Dark Disciple, I provided images of the background, and then I told it what to do. So this is the intro scene for the Dark Disciple, the main bad guy of the show, and this was the prompt that I used. So this is an idle shot, a beam of energy strikes the ground, and then I had to say image 1. The Dark Disciple materializes within the beam. and that's image 2. So you have to tell it which image that you're going to be, that you need to it needs to reference during this sequence. He has his head down so you can't see his face. His left hand planted firmly on the ground and his right arm extended outward to help him maintain his balance. The force of the portal sends rocks flying everywhere. His scarf and tunic blowing dramatically as the wind moves from right to left. The camera dramatically dollies in on him as he slowly raises his head, lowers his right arm to rest on his raised knee, and revealing his face and staring coldly into the camera. So for this one, I went back and forth. I actually used some image to video, so I actually had created a start frame and an end frame. But what I decided to do with this one, because I was also still experimenting, is I decided to go reference the video. So I just gave it the reference images, including the end frame that I did. And then I kind of let Vdoo put it together just to see how it came out. And the end result was the one that I chose, the generation that I chose. And it was very interesting. It really struck me how the dolly in worked and how the reference was basically it didn't change anything reference wise as far as the look of the character or anything like that. So that was a really good generation, and I will use reference to video sometimes, not all the time. I prefer that control that image to video gives me, but reference to video can be useful for certain shots and certain scenes. So that's what I ended up using and loved how it came out. All right, fam, so there you have it. That's how I created 4 clips that appeared in the Kiki and the Unicorn trailer. Just wanted to give you some insight into the prompts that I used, how I ended up drawing the scenes, and what I was thinking when I drew the scenes out, and also what I was thinking when I was coming up with the prompts, and when I was thinking of how this was going to come across visually. What I want you guys to know is that yes, I am using AI, I am working with it, and I'm going to continue to, because I'm liking the results that I'm getting, and this is a new technology that we should, as creatives, understand and put our incredible skills and talent towards, because it's only going to make us better. But at the same time, it wasn't doing any artwork for me, for real. It didn't do anything for me other than it made the characters move the way I wanted them to move and the camera angles work the way I wanted them to work. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Go ahead and share this all over the internet. And obviously, if you're not subscribed, hope you want to subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing more content. We're going to be talking about more things, not only in the art space, but in the AI space. And we're going to see where that goes from there. With that being said, I'm DKG72, and I'm out. Holla at y'all later. Peace.